We got some big news that we wanted to share. We made a couple monster decisions here that are a bit terrifying for us, but we're getting kind of used to that. And we really think that it's going to benefit the project immensely and benefit all of you, and all around it's just going to be an awesome thing. One of our biggest challenges with the project really has been the videos. They've been a godsend, and in one way they giveth and they taketh away. So by doing the videos, we've got an incredible amount of support and all of these great gifts like the use of a skidder and the cedar logs and all of this kind of stuff that if we were building the boat in isolation and not sharing it, we wouldn't have all of those benefits. The downside for us has just been the amount of time that it takes to shoot and edit the videos and how that really affects our workflow. And that's been really, really challenging. Another big challenge we've had is keeping up with all of the comments and questions on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and all of those platforms. And we've struggled a bit with that. And just balancing all of this workload between the two of us has been a little bit challenging. So the big thing that we decided was that we really wanted to move faster on the build and focus more of our energy on that. And the really big hang up was the editing of the videos. So we advertised and we ended up bringing on a video editor. We're going to introduce Ben here in a minute. And we also kind of serendipitously got a call from one of our really good friends who used to live here at the farm with us. And her work contract did not get renewed, and she's looking for a part-time gig and housing. And that works perfect with us. We have a spare room. We know Clemencia really well. So she's going to come on April 1st and just handle a lot of the logistics stuff for us, mailing out Patreon rewards. We've had a ton of requests for hats and long sleeve shirts for merchandise and that kind of thing, so Clemencia can work on that. And since she's looking mainly for a place to stay and just a little bit of side money, she's super cheap, which works out really, really well for us. So that's the short of our big news.
So the videos, they've been a challenge to keep up with. And as a lot of you have pointed out, I am not as fast as I should be. I totally know that, but I'm all self-taught and I'm okay with that. I do all of the shooting, all of the editing. So basically, it's a full-time job for me. And the problem with that is that when Steve is in the boathouse working, I need to be shooting. And we're not really interested in doing a ton of GoPro footage. We've kind of set the stage for us to make these in-depth videos where we're showing you guys our whole journey and how we're learning things and putting things together, and it's basically the whole process for us. And we're really interested in making something that, when we started, if we had something like this, would have really been beneficial for us, or at least fun to watch. I'm still going to shoot everything, we're still going to get everything in depth, and that means that I can be in the boathouse almost 24/7, so anytime Steve needs to be in the boathouse working, I can be there following him. I can help more on Arabella, which is actually something that I really was more interested in doing when I started this project. And we're planning on getting so much more work done that since I won't be editing it, Ben can edit full-time, we're going to try to ramp up to get to weekly videos. So there are a couple of things there that we need to explain because that's going to affect a little bit of our patronage. So here are the changes that we're going to make.
So like Alex said, we're going to go ramp up to weekly videos, which is going to be awesome. And if Alex is out here in the boathouse with me as much as I can work, and my ability, like my speed of boat building, is our new limiting factor, it's going to be really awesome. And we're going to just be able to bury Ben in footage, which is great. And he seems super psyched about that. So we're gonna start shooting and editing weekly videos starting this week, but we're not going to release those for a few weeks yet. Basically, we're going to build a bit of a backlog so that we have 3 videos or so in the bank and videos are going out, and that way we've got that full couple weeks run of videos to play with, and we've got a little bit of wiggle room and we're not so tight up against the wire. So as soon as we get a couple videos here backlogged, we're going to start releasing them weekly. They're still going to come out every Friday at 7 a.m., but they'll be every Friday instead of every other Friday, which is going to be really, really great. The length is going to stay about the same. They'll be somewhere between 15 and 30 minutes. We're going to try for 20-25. It's really just going to depend on what we're doing. And we're going to be able to keep up with all of our in-depth explanations and at the same time show a lot more work, because we're just going to be able to be out here working that much more, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. The only thing it really changes for any of you is if you are patrons. We're going to start having twice as many videos go out a month. So if you're a patron, make sure that you go into Patreon and just check on what your caps are. So you can donate per video, and you can donate 1 video a month, 2 video a month, 3 video a month, 100 videos a month, whatever you set that cap to for how many we put out. We're never going to do 100 videos a month, but we are going to ramp up to 4. And if Ben keeps up with that well and we get to more repetitive stuff on the boat, maybe Alex will start throwing out some little things here and there, and we'll maybe put some in the middle. But we'll do 4 videos on Patreon every month. So just make sure that you know that that's coming and that you have that cap set. Because if you don't have that cap, you're going to get billed on Patreon for a lot more than you're used to getting billed now. So just want to make sure that everybody gets that done ahead of time so that there's no surprises.
So without further ado, let's introduce Ben to you guys so you know exactly who's editing the videos.
I'm Ben Fundus, and I'm an editor and videographer living in upstate New York, surrounded by crows. And I recently saw the call for editors that Steve and Alex put out online, and after watching a few of their videos and reading the job description, I knew it was a project that I had to be involved in. So I wrote to them immediately and was really happy to hear back, to get to come to Granby to see the project and to meet with them briefly. And now I'm super stoked to be here talking with you and to get to be on this project for the long term. As far as the videos are concerned, I think Alex has done a tremendous job of putting them together so far. There's not any huge changes that I'm looking to make initially, other than upping the frequency so that you guys can be watching a new one every Friday. But if there are changes that you all would like to see, I would look forward to hearing about that in the comments. And if there are changes that you would never want to see made, I want to know about that as well. I've worked on a lot of different projects throughout my career, but some of my most favorite ones have involved a process. So I really love taking viewers on a journey from step 1 all the way to the last step, with all the little details in between, to use graphics to try to make it clear, to try to pace it out so that people don't lose the instructions on how to go from the beginning to the end. So I really love making those types of videos, and I think that's going to be a real big benefit in making the videos here for Acorn to Arabella. I will be taking a little bit of a pay cut from what I normally charge my clients. And I am doing this to support a small family. I have a young 4-year-old son at home. But I think it's going to be okay because, like Steve and Alex, I believe that this channel and this project will do nothing but grow. And I am super excited to be a part of that journey. And thank you all for supporting the project. Thank you for supporting me being a part of the project. And I think I have some videos to go edit.
We really hope that you are all as excited about these changes as we are. We're just going to be able to move so much faster on the build and put so much more content out there and honestly be a lot less stressed and hectic in the process, which is really going to be amazing. To go from all of this work, this whole project, the build, everything from a 2-person team to a 4-person team, is just going to be a world of difference. And when I've talked to people about building the boat and making the video, I describe it as trying to box but having rubber bands tied back to the wall. And you can still swing and you can still move, but man, it is a lot more difficult. And in a lot of ways, bringing Ben on, we are taking a machete to those rubber bands and we're going to be able to go full swing. And I, for one, have been waiting for this day. I'm going to be the limiting factor now in the build, and I could not be happier about that. So we're getting into some warmer weather here, the stage is really well set, and we are going to try to make 2019 an absolute banner year for Arabella. And by the end of the summer, we should have her planked, we should be working on the inside, and by the new year, we'll have something that would float. So thank you so much for all the support, and like we said, we're really cinching the belts here a little bit. We are, as well as Ben, to be able to bring him on and make all this happen. So we're hoping that by going to weekly videos, we'll see a bit of the uptick in the support. We'll maybe reach that 5,000 Patreon goal, and we can loosen the belts a little bit again. But we really think that pulling the trigger now in the spring and being able to show that work and then ask for the support is maybe a better way to do it. So we really hope that if you are able, that maybe you would be willing to jump on Patreon and help us out, or the t-shirt sales when we do those, however works for you. And if you can't, it's totally fine. Nothing we do will ever go behind a paywall. So please continue to enjoy, continue to share, and everything we do will come to you on a regular basis for free, as it always has. So thank you very much. We really appreciate all the support that we've been receiving, and we're looking forward to making a hell of a lot more progress this year.